नावल और अफसाना निगारी की एक कदावर शख्सियत, ब्राहवी, बलूची और अंग्रेज़ी अदब के हवाले से आपका नाम नामी तारुफ का मोहताज नहीं। कमाल फ़न अवार्ड कल हमें यकीनन ये सआदत नसीब हुई कि आपको हमने पेश किया। मैं दावत खिताब दूंगा जनाब मीर अहमद बादीनी साहब को। तशरीफ़ लाइएगा मुनीर अहमद, तशरीफ़ लाइएगा जनाब मुनीर अहमद बादीनी साहब।
Ijaz Rahim Sahab has made my path or my way clear to talk to you in English. Honorable Najiba Arif Sahiba, other honorable guests, ladies and gentlemen, it's a great honor for me that I have received the highest literary award of this country, Kamal-e-Fan, for my work in Balochi fiction. I'm a fiction writer. I love fiction. And since my student days, I've been writing diaries through and through. And till this date, I continue writing my diaries in English as well as in Balochi. 10-20 years back, one day I was thinking that if I can write my diaries, then why shouldn't I make a story out of these diaries? I was writing short stories during my student days in college and then my days in the University of Punjab, Lahore. But then I switched over to novel writing. And I continued writing irrespective of the fact that whatever I was writing was whether up to the standards or up to the mark or not. But I had one idea and one problem rather which I faced always in this country and in my province or in my tribe. I wanted to know my position, where I stood, where I stand. I asked myself. I wanted to define myself. I wanted to understand myself. Language was the only way to express my thoughts. But only language was not sufficient for me to express the meaning of my existence. Unless I could form some structures or some forms at the back of my mind. Basically, when I learned this revelation, or when this fact was revealed to me, that a writer basically imagines things, fantasizes things, and in the imagination and the fantasy of a writer lies all his reality. So I started making forms and structures of my own existence and my tribe, my province and my country in which I lived. And then I understood my connectivity, my relatedness to things and events. Language took the secondary form for me. The structure and the forms became more important for me than any other thing. And I came to the conclusion that to be a writer means to live in misery, in frustration, in despair. As Ijaz Rahim Sahib was telling about the dark side of life, I became the dark side of life in the early years of my college and university days. I could not free myself from the darkness which was always there at the back of my mind. So what I wrote and what I created in my novels was a torturous experience for me. But that torturous experience was provided me a great joy as well, in the sense that I started understanding my relatedness to the thing. Being a student of philosophy, I had read Martin Heidegger, whose Dasein, being in the world. I was very much aware of that. And moreover, the existentialist writers which had come after World War II in France, especially Jean-Paul Sartre, Simone de Beauvoir, Husserl, and so many other galaxy of writers. And then ultimately it was Soren Kierkegaard who impressed me so much that I forgot Freud for a while and Jung for a while. I remember that when I went to Denmark and I told my relatives there with whom I was residing, I said I want to see the place where students pelted stones on Kierkegaard and where the Kierkegaard was born. So they were shocked. They were saying, oh, Kierkegaard. They were pronouncing it something different. So one of my cousins, he said that there is a Pakistani citizen somewhere. He has got some friends with some Danish friends. So let's go and we'll meet them, and perhaps they might know the place where Sir Kierkegaard was born. And then we went, and the place, there was a big, huge bunker. It was a bank now. It was written, Sir Kierkegaard was born and died here. So I saluted that place for a while. So that was in passing. I was telling my experience as a writer. And then I went to the Portland to meet Ken Kesey. And I stayed with Ken Kesey for a very long time. I met Al Gore in Washington in a library. And then I had so many other writers as well. In China, I visited the place of Lu Xun. And one of the Chinese asked me, through his interpreter, that have you read about Lu Xun? I said, yes, I have read a short story in my village when I was a school kid. Lu Xun's short story was there in our course. So thank God that I was aware of Lu Xun then. Basically, coming to my point, the passion to write, the passion to express the world around me into words was something which always fascinated me. Literature is an experience, a religious experience for me. If you define the religious experience in a broader sense, then literature was for me a religious experience in that way. And I loved that. And I did not create to be famous and rich. It is something different that the Pakistani Academy of Letters one fine morning realized that somebody living in the desert of Balochistan is a writer also, so should be given awards. Thankful to Madam and to her team and the rest of the members, Yusuf Khushk Sahib, and during his time I got this, accoladed this prize, highest prize of Pakistan. I am proud of it. It's a proud for the Baloch people that their language has been given recognition. This is our pride. We live in a partition of Pakistan. Pakistan is our country. We share so many things common with Pakistan. Yes, there are some some pains and angst, as the Germans say it, living in this life which we call the Pakistani life. I wanted to express that sense of identity, first my own tribal identity, then my provincial identity. Then I was part of a modern state of Pakistan. Modern state of Pakistan does exist. But to define this Pakistan more, we require something else. This connectivity is very important. Recently I have written a big novel, Searching the Center, in which I have tried to define the sense of my Pakistani identity. How being a Baloch, I am part of this collective life which is called Pakistan collectivity, or Pakistani collectivity. What is that? It is more than one factor alone. Religion, yes, we try to emphasize more on one aspect and one part of our connectivity, but that is not the whole thing. Ladies and gentlemen, and my intellectual writers and friends, you better understand that you don't follow the mechanical interpretations of history. History is a dynamic, history is a living force. You have to understand history. You have to make it live. Ijaz Rahim Sahib was talking about the lived experience. What was my lived experience as a bureaucrat? I have written my experiences being in the Civil Services Academy of Pakistan. We are Punjabis, Sindhis, we have lost Bengalis and Baloch. The good officers, they travel in one bus, they travel to different places. I have described in that novel the ethos, the angst, the pain of Pakistan, but with good intentions. We are part of Pakistan. There's no doubt about it. We share the same economic system. We use the same coins and currencies. We have the same Air Force, the same Navy and same bureaucracy. We live in Pakistan. We are part of Pakistan. But we need that Pakistan should be redefined. There is a broader definition of Pakistan. Through and through in my writings, I have tried to explain what I mean when I say that I live in this part of Pakistan. So this sense of identity has always haunted me, or I have haunted this identity. I have followed this sense of identity through and through my novels and my short stories and my novels with good intentions. I have written about the dreams of Khan of Kalat. I have imagined Qaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah meeting Khan Ahmad Yar Khan. All by imagination, yes, based on history as well, but I have not followed the chronological order of the history. A fiction writer surpasses and crosses all the limits of historical dates and times. For us, there is one time, that is the Ilan Vital, as Bargasan has said, where time does not exist, where serial time does not exist, where some other time is required. A writer always lives in a timelessness. If he does not live in that timelessness, he is not a writer, including my own self. At least every writer, every intellectual must have that sense, which you may call it a divine sense as well, or religious experience as well. But I feel that you are not only one, you are something beyond time and beyond place. So I have tried in my short stories and novels to depict that sort of experience which I had. Actually, what fascinates me is a sense of the act of writing. For me, the act of writing, the act of creation is more important. Whatever I've written, I don't like them, to be very frank and honest with you. I've written 160 novels in Balochi and about 8 novels in English, and thousands of pages of Balochi and English diaries as well. I write diaries, but whenever I look them back, I don't like them. I want that I should create something, a story which fits into my reality, my social reality, my religious reality, my sense of identity. What am I? Why am I Pakistani? What it means to be Pakistani. So I prefer to write in my Balochi mother tongue because I could express myself more easily, more deeply in my own mother tongue, where I don't have any care about my taskir tanis, muzakkar and muannas, gender. Yes, I don't. So it's very easy for me to write in Balochi. But it is, I have questioned the Baloch sense of identity as well. Baloch thinking is not always right. There are so many defects in Baloch thinking as well. So I've looked at Baloch thinking critically, and I've looked at Pakistani thinking critically. A writer could only see things critically. As Ijaz Rahim Sahib was telling, that if he cannot see the dark, how could he see the bright part of it? He must look into the darkness, the part which follows us. So, ladies and gentlemen, through and through, writing has been my passion. And I still go on writing, irrespective of the fact whether they carry any meaning or not. But I believe that written word has got some power. It is more powerful. Yes, we are affected from social media now. People say that e-books are there or some more. Yesterday or day before yesterday, coming to Islamabad, I was attending a literary meeting somewhere in Quetta. One young girl, she wants to be a writer. She asked, "Sir, what are the ways and means through which one could be a writer?" I said, "Be very frank and honest with me. Tell me, how many pages you have written last week?" She said, "I have not written anything." Then I said, "How can you be a writer if you don't sit and write 20 pages in one day? If not 20 pages, at least you should write 10 pages. If you don't write 10 pages, at least you should write 5 pages. So if you don't write in the 24 hours, you waste your time idly without thinking anything and without writing. How could you think of being a writer? Writer is the one who sits. Writer is not the one who plans. I will write a book after 10 years. I will write a novel after 6 years. I will write a short story when I'll go to my hometown. There's no time. You have to sacrifice if there is a snowfall outside, or if the breeze is blowing on the coast. You have to sacrifice. You have to sit in a semi-darkness of your table lamp. And you have to carry your working on your sheets of paper. Then you expect that you can be a writer. So for me, whatever the worth of my writing, irrespective of the fact, but the act of writing, the thinking of writing, that was something which gives me a satisfaction. And I'm so grateful to Pakistani Academy of Letters. They have given me a lot of respect. They have given me a lot of praise for my work. I'm really thankful to Najiba. She has been very kind, always, and now she has promised, rather she has committed that we will translate one of your Baluchi novels into Urdu and one into English. So I brought the manuscripts in my box, and I've handed over those boxes to the concerned people. Yes, I want that the Pakistani Academy of Letters should translate the Pashto, Sindhi, Balochi works into Urdu so that the people could read that how we feel. Now, Intizar Hussain Sahib, marhum, late, once he met me in Islamabad, he said, Badini Sahib, क्या लिख रहे हैं आप हमें भी पता चले ना मैंने कहा सर वो तर्जुमा तो yes without translation how could they understand me that what I am writing they don't know my Baluchi is Greek to them and they don't understand Baluchi so this is the problem so now I prefer that I should write something into English as well as my books are, if possible, translated into Urdu. That would be another thing. The young generation, boys and girls, they always come to me and they always question me about the act of writing. I said the act of writing is a religious experience for me. Please give more attention. It is not information. It is not social media and literature. There is no information. Literature cannot give you, increases your knowledge. It increases your awareness. It gives you a sense of belonging, sense of happiness, sense of joy. We carry another life, that is the spiritual self. You may define this spirit in a different ways. And then finally nowadays whenever I go and attend a gathering of young students, I don't talk. I just talk 2-3 minutes and then I said go be interactive, ask me any damn question which comes into your mind so that we could understand. But as you are passively now listening to my speech, but I have not allowed you to ask me questions because of time, because of the situation. Otherwise, I would love that if I talk 5 minutes and then you carry your questions, then it would be a more creative process. Because we learn from life. Every day we learn from life. So ladies and gentlemen, there is so much to talk. I don't want to carry further my speech. I thank you. I thank Ijaz Rahim Saab. He always praises my work. He has read one of my novels in English, Whispers of River Ravi, and he is very impressed. I'm so glad. He is a senior, respectable colleague, friend, an elder, and he has always inspired me. I thank you, Dr. Ijaz Saab, for your kind words, and I thank you, madam, for calling me to be present and to be accredited with this prize, Kamal Fun. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much.